Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake, and what we're going to make are Rocky Road brownies. So let's get started. First off, you're going to need a half a cup, meaning 1 stick of butter or margarine. It's going to be up to you, and you do want to melt it. Now, what I like to do is I like to actually mix the next ingredient in this when the butter is still actually warm, that I melted in the microwave. But due to the video, it has cooled down a little bit. Then take a half a cup of unsweetened baking cocoa to the butter, and then just combine it till it becomes smooth. Again, it will combine a bit easier if the butter is still quite warm or hot. It still will combine nicely as it is right now for me, but it comes out a little bit smoother if the butter is still hot. Just till it's smooth is what you're looking for. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a second here. So with my spoon, I'm just combining it and beating it together so it becomes smooth. And this shouldn't take you too long to do this. Okay, there we go. It has combined very nicely. It looks very satiny and smooth and quite shiny. Okay, so we have that done. Now what you're going to do is you can use your stand-up mixer as I am, or your hand mixer, whatever you prefer. And what we're going to do next is we're going to actually take the chocolate that we made with the butter and just put that in your mixing bowl. So I want to get this all out here. And I'm going to use my spatula to do that. And just put that all in there. Okay. There we go. And I'll set that aside. The next thing that you're going to be putting in is granulated sugar, and you're going to need 1 cup of granulated sugar. So go ahead and just put that in your mixing bowl, and then I just start on low to combine the chocolate, the butter, and the granulated sugar together on low. Now once it has combined pretty well, I'll just shut it off for a moment and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm going to now put in 1 egg, and I have had the egg at room temperature, and I'm going to beat that in. I'm going to raise my speed a little bit here, just so that the egg and everything is quite smooth, and it's going to thin down that mixture. All right, and it will look like that. The next thing that you're going to need is all-purpose flour, and you're only going to need a half a cup of that. So I'll just start putting that in a little at a time and raise my speed. That was a half a cup. You're also going to be putting in a 1/4 cup of milk for that. And beat that in until it's smooth. And the last thing you're going to be putting in is vanilla, and that is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then just beat it in until it becomes smooth. I'll raise my speed. And I'm going to take my paddle off here. Take the excess off. That aside, and then I want to show you what the batter will look like once it's all combined. I just want to make sure to get to the bottom of my mixing bowl here. Okay, it will look like this, a very rich, silky, shiny, smooth batter. And you're going to need an 8-inch pan. Go ahead and grease it with whatever that you prefer to use. And then just take your batter, pour it into your 8-inch square pan. I'm going to get that all out of there. And then with a knife, I'm going to just smooth it out into the pan so it's even, getting the sides all filled with the batter here, and even it out. Let me get the rest of that out of there. Let's get rid of that bowl. Set it aside. Okay, and it will look like this. Now you're going to put it in the oven at 350 degrees, and it's going to take you about 25 minutes. You want to check it or so when the center feels dry with your toothpick or your cake tester. You don't want to over bake these brownies too much. So start checking them, you know, around that 20-minute mark, that kind of thing. As I always say, we all know that our oven's set up differently, so you don't want to over bake them. Mine particularly do come up within right at that 25-minute mark. Now, when they come out of the oven and they're baked and you've checked them, then what you're going to need is 1 cup of miniature marshmallows, and you're going to take that cup and you're going to evenly spread them and sprinkle them all over the baked brownie. Then you'll go ahead and you'll need 1 cup of nuts. Now you can chop them if you want them to go a little further. I like them whole myself than chopping them, but that's going to be up to you. But walnuts, peanuts, pecans, whatever you prefer, and then just sprinkle that on top of the marshmallow. And then the last thing you're going to need is a cup of your semi-sweet chocolate chips, or in this case I actually just chopped up some milk chocolate bars that I love to bake with, and then sprinkle that on top. Then once you do that, put it back in your oven anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, just so that the topping is warmed enough to hold it together, and your marshmallows will have a nice toasted look to them. And I have some to show you what they look like. I just want to rinse my hands here for a second before I do that. And this is how they will come out. They come out just beautiful when they get out of the oven. And watch them very closely too, because you don't want them to burn. So I hope you can see this, but you can see the nuts that I've put on, the marshmallows, and then the melted chocolate. These brownies just come out so pretty, and they really taste phenomenal. Give this recipe a try. I think you're really going to like it. And if you do, leave a comment, because I'd like to hear from you. And as always, thanks for watching, and please subscribe.